Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is 11:33. This is the first and only video of the week, so I'm going to try to make this a good one. A lot of information to unpack this week. First and foremost, we have Kevin Warsh made some comments. Kevin Warsh is our new Fed chair, and he talked about softer inflation. I will say that the one thing that I noticed that I really like from him in comparison to Jerome Powell is he's trying to eliminate kind of guiding forward on what their expectations are in regards to cutting or raising. So there's really not making an indication to the market on what he's planning to do. So there is a Fed meeting in July. He didn't kind of speak about that, but he did say that he felt that inflation is trending in the right direction. That's a favorable comment. I don't necessarily know that that's accurate, but that's at least the comment that he's saying, and he's sticking with that. So for all intents and purposes, good hearing that. To give a further more of the backdrop of the market, we have quite a bit of rotation today, which has been great. Today is the first trading session of the second half of the year, July 1st. So with that comes rotation, profit taking, a lot of things to be expected. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, we're going to start with oil. Oil continues to go downtown. I've been saying this since up here. This chart is terrible if you're an oil bull. If you're an oil bear like me, this looks phenomenal. This is going probably in this radius here. So you're getting close to your target. So for those of you who are short oil like me, be considerate of that because we've made quite a bit of money on this downward move. And I think oil is going to go here, but historically, oil is always higher during the summer months. So keep that in mind with oil going where it is now. However, let's also look at UCO because this is the name that I'm short. And this still has a little bit more room to go. My target was in the mid-20s, but you're kind of getting extended here. If you're somebody that wants to keep shorting this, yes, I'm still short, but I've taken profits. Oil is down again. This is down 3% today, so that's great. I'm short this name. This continues to do well. So fantastic that this continues to trend in the right direction. But this is not financial advice, but rather educational purposes. If you're shorting oil, I would start to say that the meat of the trade is, I don't want to say it's gone, but you only have so much more. I mean, like UCO, I do think it's going to get in these 20s. So you do have maybe another 10% move, 15% move to capture. But we got a big chunk of this when we got this big spillover. So keep that in mind. Whoa, keep that in mind. Moving right along out of oil, we're going to check on Bitcoin. Oh, maybe we're not going to check on, but we're back to Bitcoin. Yeah, this chart looks absolutely terrible. MicroStrategy's been in the news. Michael Saylor, he's dumping Bitcoin. He made comments this morning that Bitcoin's still favorable, whatever. This is all noise to me. Dollar cost average. There's no play here. There's no trade setup. Nothing to write home about. Okay, moving along. Gold. I'm going to tell you, I think gold is in a favorable spot if you're looking to buy it as an investment, a hedge, or if you're trying to be defensive. Let me fix my chair here. So if you're trying to be defensive, I think gold's a great spot to buy. A couple things you can do. You can buy hard precious metal gold on Costco. If you have an executive membership, you get 2% back. If you have a credit card, you get 2%. So you're buying gold at a discount. I actually bought a couple more gold bars yesterday on Costco's website. I like to have precious gold. Furthermore, if you're somebody that's looking to potentially diversify your portfolio a little bit, and I'm not talking more trade. Gold is not in a trade zone right now, but GLDI and GLD you can look at. I'm going to go real quick through this because I don't want to take forever. GLD, I think this is close to capitulation and has some upside. And GLDI, which pays you a monthly dividend but does have some erosion. This chart looks like shit. You're not really holding this for the chart. You're holding this for the income. Just pointing it out. All right, moving along. Let's touch on the NASDAQ now that we're in the market. So we had that high yesterday that broke above the 21 and the 50. It is still all systems go for me. Yesterday was what I wanted to see, that break above there. You're probably going to get an inside day. An inside day is going to be somewhere in this candle. More than likely, yeah, you're going to get an inside day today. Super constructive. This chart still looks good to me. I think we needed this. We needed this, and this should continue our uptrend. Anything above the 21 and the 50 is usually all systems go. Furthermore, with the rotation today as another form of just another catalyst that I think should take you in the positive direction. And so what I mean by the rotation today is you're going to look at my ticker board, right? All the software names are up today. So from Trade Desk to IGV to not Intel. The software names in general are up. Tesla is also up, even though they're correlated. You see Meta is up because they announced they had some news. So all of the software names are doing good. So it's like the rotation. With that comes the fact that memory, who's been the leader in the market, is absolutely getting creamed today. So I'm going to go into SanDisk because this is my favorite memory name. And this has been trading very loose. So I'm still a SanDisk bull. Admittedly, I did add a couple shares this morning, not much, but I think this is positive. I don't love it underneath the 50 or the 5, but as long as we're above the 21, back on Monday, this really set up for a handsome buy, and that touched the 21 and bounced. So admittedly, I did buy a couple more shares yesterday. I'm no longer in Micron, so SanDisk is a name I'm playing. So moving right along, SanDisk, let me now start to go through my list. One of my favorite charts is FormFactor. I did buy some shares this morning. Double bottom here. This is a cup. This here, as you can see, is a cup. This is a handle. This volume is not my favorite thing. This volume was not what I wanted to see, but this is a handle. Had a huge upward move yesterday that hit an all-time high. Came down today, touched the 5, having an inside day. I bought shares. I'm not saying that you need to buy shares. This stock has done good for me. I'm still up on this stock. I'm waiting for the real move, and the real move is going to come on this breakout over the pivot. So if you're somebody that's looking for confirmation, you want to buy it there where my line is. 160 would be your activated trigger point. That would be considered your breakout. I did buy shares. I like this chart a lot. So FormFactor is one that I really like. I'm going to go through my list for no particular order. Hood, we've been in this for a couple weeks now. My intention is to sell a couple shares today. I'm having a rip, and it's having a hard time here. I'm up on this like 10 or 15%. I would have liked to see better movement. I did think it was trying to base here. My intention is to sell maybe 10% of my shares and just lighten my load. That sounded terrible. Anyways, moving along where we're at. Tesla, we're still in Tesla. Tesla's not been good to me. I had no stop loss. I'm now even on this trade. I think this formed a bottom. It's my opinion that the bottom is in here. Also, Michael Burry went short Tesla, more of a reason why I really like this. Up today, 2.5%. There's a lot of rumors in the news about, their cyber cab. Their Roadster is going to come out. I think they have multiple catalysts moving forward. Anyways, so Tesla, I'm finally even on this trade. This was this wasn't really a swing for me. It was just more so an investment for a temporary period of time. I like the trade. I think your breakout pivot point is here if you want confirmation, but whatever, Tesla's doing pretty good. I'm going through my list. Again, Intel, one of my favorite charts. Had a great day yesterday. Was having a shit day today. Got below the wick. I don't love this, admittedly. Still think this chart looks fantastic. You have to have some patience. I did buy a share or two, maybe, just a little while ago. I love this chart. It broke out to all-time high yesterday. I think as this headline reads, it's some profit taking. This has been very, very high performance. Anyways, I bought a couple shares. This still continues to be one of my favorite charts in the market. Okay. Penguin. So let me tell you about the Pinguino. I'm up over 30, even with today's down, I'm up over 35% on that. That's for me, that's me specific. If you bought when I bought, you're up around that point. What I don't love about this looked like a double top yesterday. I hated that it stopped literally at its top point from that previous. I don't love that. It also made the top this morning and then reversed. This is something I'm going to put on a very tight leash. Admittedly, I haven't done anything. I don't know what I started saying, something in the 30s. Anyways, I'm going to set a line in the sand here because I don't want a good trade to go bad. I'm not saying this is done. I don't think it's done. I just err on the side of caution. I saw two. That's a double top, and I can't help but ignore that as a technical trader. I'm not doing anything right now. For those of you that are holding it, my line of probably where I'm going to cut this is the bottom of that wick. If it gets below that, I'm going to probably sell it because that'll probably mean I'm down to 30% profit. And then I'm going to look for confirmation again because that's an ominous sign there. Not saying I still love this chart, but just be wary of it. Watch it, monitor it. Don't let your profits go away. You know, the name of the game is to protect your capital preservation. So just be wary of it. I'm not saying to sell it. I'm not saying to do anything. Wrong to Dell. Dell looks good still. I haven't done anything with this, but it still looks very nice. This ledge that it's forming, no movement either buy or sell there. So that's good. Let's keep it moving. Where are we at here? Oh, Liquidia. I bought Liquidia. Well, we'll pivot here for just 1 second. Liquidia is doing great. Told you I think this is a $100 stock. I bought this a little bit over a week ago. Still continues to do good. I love this sector of business. $100 stock. I'm still holding it. I'm up over 20% on my trade so far, 15% on my trade. I still think this is buyable. It's a $100 stock for what it's trading at. So just throwing it out there, that's an idea. If you're looking for a good name, this is slow and steady. This isn't wild and loose. You want a stock that's trading tight like this, is stair stepping up. So I love that movement. Furthermore, moving right along. Micron, I'm only going to show this. I'm not in this anymore, but I'm showing it. Again, loose. I like SanDisk's chart better, but you know, listen, squatting at the 21, an argument could be made this is going to shape up for a nice little quick one-day trade. I know somebody specifically who is taking this on a one-day trade. He bought it a little while ago. The risk against the return here, squatting at the 21, I would agree on a quick trade. This might give you an opportunity today and then to get out tomorrow. Keep in mind that this is a short week again. We don't have a trading day on Friday as July 4th is being observed for some reason on July 3rd, so the market is closed. So just keep that in mind. Tomorrow is going to be your last trading day. So if you're looking to make a trade, this is a nice day trade. If you're looking for a potential trade, I think your risk is well defined here. I'd set your stop at the bottom of this wick. So if you're looking for a one-day trade, very compelling. I might look at this more so on calls. I probably wouldn't take this on shares. I probably would look at a 1100 strike, maybe going out a couple weeks. If I were to get froggy, I don't know. I'm not that froggy right now. Trade desk pointing this out. I'm not in this trade either way. There's big rotation into this 7%. I have a buddy of mine who thinks the bottom is in. He texted me this morning about, he's like, you got to get into trade desk. It's not there yet. I traded this once, I think here. Well, I think I had once that it went bad. I got stopped out. Then I had a good one that I got like maybe 12 or 14%. I'm not in it either way, but keep your eye on this. This could be the low is in for trade desk. And this is a good company. It's absurd that it's trading at $20. But price is price. I mean, that's the end all be all. So just because it's there doesn't mean shit. If you've looked at Nike, you know, people just pulling this up, I don't own Nike either way. Nike is down to like $42. Like this going back here was at $100 and something dollars. You know, during 23 it was at 132, and I think during COVID it was 180. Yeah, it got up to 180. So anything that you think is cheap can be cheaper. Anything that you think is expensive can be even that much more expensive. So keep that in mind. For those of you that, like, I know so many people that have played Nike over the last year. I know a couple people that are putzes. They continue to buy Nike thinking that it's too cheap. Yeah, no. Nike's losing their ass to OnCloud, to multiple other competitors. Not to mention their bottom and top line looks like shit on their earnings. And furthermore, if I'm being just completely honest, they have their imagination now of what they're making in their shoe products sucks now. Like, I mean, there's just nothing there. There's nothing new. There's nothing special. So, yeah. And it was only to illustrate my point that when you think a stock is cheap, it's not necessarily cheap. All right, moving along. Opendoor. I feel like I'm the roaring kitty for Opendoor. I love this stock, even though I'm down like 30%. I just have such conviction that I know it's going to eventually break out. If that volume here last week on, I think it was Friday, didn't give you an indication, this was a weird volume day. And then since then, it's ticked up every day. So the CEO Kaz tweeted yesterday, basically Pulte Homes and Trump, the administration, are working towards making affordability and amongst other things. There's been a lot of headlines with Open, amongst other things, where they're integrating new processes, AI models. Anything correlated to AI is going to make a stock jump. So my point being is, I've talked about, for me, the activation point where you're going to really see this thing go, and I got to draw it down. It has to break through its downtrend line. It has not done that yet. I'm not going to start drawing. I'm not going to do that. But I think you're going to get the opportunity. This is an undervalued stock. Can it go cheaper? To my previous point, yes. This is undervalued. And for those of you that don't own Open, I'm not saying go out there and throw 20% of your position. Wouldn't hurt you to have like a little piece in maybe your IRA in case this catches fire and really gets to a valuation that's correct. I'm going to go ahead and say I think the stock's going to one day be $20. So I think it's going to be a 3-4 bagger. Just throwing it out there. I have patience. This is not a tradable stock for me. Anyways, I still own it. TGTX, I added to this. I've traded this multiple times, if you guys know. I added this morning. I added 10% shares to this. Chart looks good. Let's see if it can make the move. For you guys that want activated trigger points, I would buy the breakout if you don't own it. I love this stock. I had a trade here. I made money. I had a trade here. I made money. I own it in my IRA. I'm up like 100% on it or something. I don't even know, something like that. Anyways, multiple sclerosis drug, very favorable theme and sector right now, which is very much all the rage, is bio. I talked about XBI on my video last week. And if you bought XBI, which a couple of you did, you're doing good. I know somebody that's in long dated calls. By the way, if you're interested in like leaps, long dated calls, this here to me is very favorable. Going out a year, 160, 180 strike. I think your risk against your reward there, very favorable. I'm not in it, but I'm just pointing it out. Sometimes leaps, long dated calls make a lot of sense for some people. I'm in those in Amazon. I'm sorry, not Amazon, AMD, more so because emotionally I sold my shares on the trade and I had to be in it. Now, down 5% today sucks, but my calls are still up. My calls are out like a year and a half. I own this in my IRA and I'm up like 480%. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. It's just sometimes owning quality names that you know are going to keep winning, they're going to keep winning. So you saw Wells Fargo raise their to 615. I like Intel better than AMD right now if I'm going strictly chips, just because I like the technical, but it's hard to deny this chart looks fantastic. All right, I think that is going to conclude my video. I think I gave you some names that are worth looking at. I want to point out a couple things. Trump disclosed, of course, Trump is now taken over for Pelosi as the greatest stock trader in the world now. Trump is now trading up a storm. He disclosed. So one of his disclosing trades or investments was that he bought Palantir. Funny enough, I thought this was a stage 4 stock. I have not shorted it yet. I still plan to short this. It's not there yet. I'm going to say something crazy. I think this is an overreaction because Trump owns this stock and he owns, I think it was like $1 million in this. I think it was like nothing. I'm going to say something radical. I might take this on a short today on a quick trade. I think this is an overreaction. I think it's going to get denied at the 21. So if you're looking for puts and you're feeling a little bit froggy and you've got some profits to play with, I think this is a consideration with Micron if you're looking for quick trades. I don't think this is going to stick. I think this is in a stage 4 decline. It's my opinion of that. I'm pretty confident in it. I don't know. Anyway, so that was one that I looked at potentially shorting. I'm going to throw out an idea. So also just the home builders are going to come into favor soon. I think they've been beaten down somewhat. DR Horton is my favorite here. Take a look at this. This chart looks all over the place, but it did make a double bottom. I think it's going to form a little bit of a handle here, and it's going to get ready to go. This is back on my watch list. If you guys recall, I traded this last year. And finally, Oracle. Admittedly, I bought long-dated calls on Oracle, and I mean very long-dated. I bought leaps for 2 years out. I just can't deny where the price is at. I don't love Larry Ellison. He's not my favorite CEO. I just think that it's hard to believe that this stock is valued there. But again, to the point that I originally made about Nike, stocks can go lower. I just think that what I paid for the calls was just too favorable. And if I could even get, if this stock in the next 6 months could even get here, my calls are going to make, they're going to be up 100+%. This has been on a very big downturn. I think capitulation is going to get close. We'll see. I could be wrong. That's what I'm doing. I mean, do what you need to do. I'm not a financial advisor here. I'm going to also show you IGV since this is my last video of the week. We got into this a couple weeks ago. I got into it in shares. I was down. Now I'm even on this. I think this still looks good. If you're looking for diversification into the rotation, here's nice on a day like today. If you're so concentrated in memory, you're kind of getting shafted here. I have this. So anyways, and then also I'm going to say that the fiber optic stocks, I think, are dead. I had to cut light Lumentum. I had to cut this yesterday. I could be wrong. I cut half of this here somewhere, and I cut the other half yesterday, which was here, down 6%. So I guess I got lucky. I think this the best looking chart if you're looking to have fiber optics in your portfolio is Sienna. But even this doesn't look very good. I mean, it looks better than Lumentum, so just pointing it out. Anyways. All right, 23-minute video. That's absurd. If you shorted oil, you made a ton of money. That was the trade of the year. Congratulations, you shorted oil, you made money. Please send me a bottle of whiskey, something either 25 years or older, because I've got very eclectic taste of whiskey and scotch. Furthermore, manage your portfolio accordingly. You've got some, you've got some opportunities today with some names that are pulling back. I think bodes well to an upturn both tomorrow. I think July is going to be a good month. I'm not as sure about August and September, but I'm going to ride July and I feel good about it. Bought some stuff today. I'm going to trim some hood. Maybe going to look at Micron as a trade and look at Palantir as a short on the exaggeration of news. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you have a great 4th of July. And all right, don't be a putz.